Gerard, #1 soul brother in the Philippines, and host of Dream Sunday Morning Classics. As time goes by, so does music. And Gerard Black in the Philippines with the truth. Well, for a couple of weeks, it's been kind of rough. Last week we had a brownout, and that was terrible. I've been under the weather, but the show must go on. So, but I'm redoing a show that I tried to do last Sunday, but just had a lot of problems with it. And you'll see it's with great Stevie Wonders. Okay, and it was in honor of my daughter's birthday party and to all my other two daughters. Okay, with that, hold on, let's roll that intro, and let's get started. Girl, trying to remember when we didn't have no shoes, how we made it downtown to the welfare office. And just me, just you. Sometimes, girl, took a long time trying to get what we got down, baby. Don't you go away and give it up. Oh, man. To no other man I couldn't understand. Don't let the green grass. Oh no, baby, don't let it change your mind. Yeah, it's gonna be hard trying to start our lives all over. Hey, mama, you got the kind of loving that I need. Oh yeah. And if you ever leave me, ever leave me down in the dumps, without stop to take my heart away, baby. Hold me. I don't think I live. See a brand new game. I wanna give you to it to me. Say don't let the green grass away. Don't let it, baby. No. Don't be fooled. Baby, don't let it. Don't let it change your mind. Oh, it might be greener. Oh, well, that's somewhere. Oh, dear, tell me, speak like all mine is waiting on. Oh, we're gonna let these fellas play a little bit. I want to welcome you to today's Sunday Morning Classics. And we're going to look at Stevie Wonders. Man, was he a pioneer in all parts of the word. Don't let the green grass fool you, baby. This is Felipe Wayne of the Spinners. Never let it change your mind. Ooh, think of me, just think of me. When the world turns to show. Who's got a Cadillac? And I always drive a buggy. But baby, he can talk sweet, nothing's in your ear. I got action, girl, you know I got action. I said, don't let the green grass fool you. Love it over inside me when I tell you, baby. Don't let it change your mind. Oh, you know what I do? Sitting here all day, just wasting time away, thinking about me. Just telling you, baby, the life is just when you belong. I tell my own, give it to me, no. Don't let it fool you, baby. Don't let it fool you. It may look green on the other side. But look what it took for our grass to get green. Okay, that was Felipe Wayne of the Spinners. Don't let the green grass fool you. As I was saying before, I'm kind of like in a medical crisis. with a lot of pain, back pain, all that stuff like that. So I finally went to the hospital yesterday, and had some tests ran because I massager just wasn't getting it. And what did I have? I had what's it called? I can't think of it. It was a weird some type of root massage. I can't think. Anyway, so what happened last week was that last week, it was my daughter's birthday, and I wanted to do Stevie Wonders because she likes Stevie Wonders. My routine with my daughter in the morning when we're laying in bed at like about 4 in the morning, believe it or not, or what have you, is I turn on music, and I let her listen to music in the morning instead of want to watch cartoons or something like that, which because I want her to experience, music. I want her to see artists performing. She loves the Jacksons, of course. There isn't any reason why she wouldn't. But and she likes Barry White and a number of artists, that she would stop and sit up to. And now she's starting to walk, which is good. But the thing about Stevie Wonders is that my other two daughters also were exposed to Stevie Wonders mostly through my mother. My mother would call and she would sing to them. I just called to say I love you. Now I have to make a confession to make before we get started. That there's often time I said that if I ask I'm a Prince fan, and if I ask somebody are you a Prince? They say yeah. I say okay. Well, what's your favorite Prince song? And they tell me. Purple Rain. I say, get out of here. You're not a Prince fan. You don't know anything about Prince because Prince has done a lot of stuff other than Purple Rain. So I feel kind of the same way with Stevie Wonders. I never was a big Stevie Wonders fan, but if you ask me, do I like Stevie Wonders? Yes, I can rattle off the songs that were number ones but I never deep dived into Stevie Wonder's music. I never played any of his albums per se. I just didn't lean that way. I think most of that time I was into show tunes, which is probably right. But anyway, let's jump into this with some beam footage first of all, and let's get started. You know how I do it. Put a little bit of beam footage in it to give you a little background of the artist. So here we go. Stevie Wonders.
Stedland Hardaway Judkins was born on May 13, 1950. His mother remarried, so his name became Stedland Morris. But it was Berry Gordy of Motown Records who gave the preteen singer the name Little Stevie Wonder. Stevie was born prematurely, and while still in an incubator, lost his sight. Fearing for his safety, his mother kept him indoors. The radio and music became his companion. By age 9, he had become proficient at the piano, among other instruments. Berry Gordy signed Little Stevie to his Motown label, and in 1963, at the age of 13, Stevie Wonder had a #1 pop and R&B hit with the live recording Fingertips Part 2. His success continued through the late 60s with hits like Uptight and I Was Made to Love Her. He began to write for other Motown artists, including penning the hit Tears of a Clown for Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. In 1970, Stevie married a former Motown secretary, Sarita Wright, who partnered with him writing and doing production on the album Where I'm Coming From. In turn, Stevie produced Sarita's self-titled album, but within 2 years, the couple divorced. Stevie left Motown in the early 70s once his contract expired because he wanted more control over his music. In 1972, having recorded 2 albums on his own, he returned to the label with full creative control and the rights to his own songs, the first time Motown had ever done either.
In some ways, the legacy was that he stood up for that creativity and fought against his label, Motown Records, that had created him and created the sound of young America, the sound of black pop music. Moving into the 1970s, Stevie said, I need to do what I need to do. Motown has been great getting me this far. There are other things I need to accomplish.
What came next were albums that redefined what music could be and what many consider to be Stevie Wonder's classic period. Albums such as Music of My Mind, Talking Book, Inner Visions, and Songs in the Key of Life.
When he made Music of My Mind, that's what he was doing. He was able to capture something that he heard in his head that nobody else was going to be able to capture in quite the same way. But, I think that the release of the Songs in the Key of Life record is a really pivotal moment in music.
In 1973, while on tour, Stevie was in a car accident that left him in a coma for several days. Within a year, however, he was back on tour and enjoying the success of the hit album
I hope he wasn't
Inner
driving.
Visions, which featured the chart topper Living for the City. Stevie's success built through the rest of the 70s and the decades that followed, with many commercial and popular recordings. Throughout his music and his personal life, Stevie Wonder has been an activist for civil rights, but he was able to make an indelible mark by taking on the cause of making Martin Luther King's birthday a national holiday in the United States. Ronald Reagan signed it into law in 1983, and the first official Martin Luther King Day in 1986 was commemorated with a concert where Wonder sang his hit single, Happy Birthday.
When the book on the civil rights movement was written, Stevie Wonder will have an entry. When he stood up and said Martin Luther King's birthday should be a national holiday and put that into a song that we could dance to, I remember going back to Washington and people who didn't care 2 cents about politics all of a sudden would say, hey man, Martin Luther King, man, it should be a holiday, man.
Stevie Wonder has won a record-breaking 22 Grammys in his career. He is the youngest person to be honored by the Kennedy Center, and he was the first blind recipient of the Academy Award in 1985 when he won for Best Song from the soundtrack of The Woman in Red with I Just Called to Say I Love You. In his acceptance speech, he dedicated it to Nelson Mandela. Stevie has 7 children, including Aisha, who was the inspiration for Isn't She Lovely? In 2001, he was married to Kai Miller Morris. Their second son, Mandla, was born on Stevie's 55th birthday. On August 28, 2008, at the Democratic National Convention in Denver, Colorado, 45 years after Martin Luther King gave his I Have a Dream speech, and on the day that Barack Obama accepted the nomination for President of the United States, Stevie Wonder performed, among other songs, Signed, Sealed, Delivered, I'm Yours.
And I think his legacy as one who took control of his artistry is much more important than any of the single hits or any clusters of hits. The fact that he had the courage to do it and then to follow through with music that was much more rich in its meaning and still could make you dance, could make you think things over too. I think that's the legacy.
All right, that was a little beam footage on Stevie Wonders. Hope you enjoyed that. I was sitting there thinking that this is show 53, and how many weeks in a year? 52? Something like this. A whole year I've been doing this. Oh my goodness. And I'm not getting any money for it. Now, I can't figure out how to monetize myself or navigate to make money out of these things. But it really has been a joy for me to come each Sunday, or my commitment each Sunday to bring you some of the music that has been, I don't want to say forgotten, but music that is classic, and I really enjoy doing this because I really enjoy music, because music is the only thing in my life that I can truly trust. It's not trying to con you. It's not trying to get over on you. It's not trying to steal from you. It's not trying to flock you. You might flock with it, but it's and the feelings and emotions that you feel are genuine. And whatever state of mind or whatever mood you're in, you can always find a song to put you in that state. So with that, music is the only thing I trust. Okay, so with that being said, let me start off this show by doing, of course, happy birthday, in celebration of Martin Luther King. In spite of what's going on in the United States right now, where they're trying to cancel all the, I don't want to say DEI, but cancel all the holidays, but not only cancel Black History Month, but also Latino Month, whatever type of month. But there wasn't a time, so let's start off with happy birthday and for Martin Luther King.
step aside to show just how much we love you. Have a one party, but then you came to me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Never understood how someone who stands for good could not have a baby woman. He said, "Side for the recognition, this should never be. Just because some cannot see the dreams they that they should make it. All of the illusion, they all everything, but they just must have a drink. And I heard them say, "Don't you want the king? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday." We know that there should be
Listen.
holiday, where peace is celebrating all. You are the one. People like me and you, who know the way to do. Love and innocence for all of our children. In dreaming, and the Holy should be sleeping. When the wind blows in the eyes of the wonderful people, so let's stop again. No, that's not okay. But I'm holding it. You know, I'm never your friend. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Wake up. All right, that was, of course, Happy Birthday. You know, like I said, there are certain songs of Stevie's that I enjoy. You know, but this next song here is something that we all want to be able to have, and that's, you know, just for once in my life, just for once in my life, you know. I want to have someone who needs me, you know. And this song here has been done by a number of artists. One of the other recordings of it that made an impression on me is one by Paul Williams of the Temptations, who also did For Once in My Life. So right now we're going to watch Stevie Wonder's perform his For Once in My Life.
way. I can go where life takes me. Somehow I know I'll be strong. For once I can touch what my heart used to dream of long before I knew. Oh, someone warm like you would make my dream come true. Yeah.
Once in my life,
I won't let sorrow hurt me.
not like it's hurt me before.
Oh,
Once in
I
I
have
have
someone
someone
I know won't desert me. I'm not alone anymore.
For once I can say, this is mine, you can't take it. As long as I know I have love, I can make it. For once in my life, I have someone.
Who needs me?
Come on, Stevie. For once in my life, I don't let sorrow hurt me. Not like it's hurt me before.
For once I have something I know won't desert me. I'm not alone anymore. For once I can say, this is mine, you can't take it. As long as I know I have love, I can make it. For once in my life, I have someone who needs me. For once in my life, somebody needs me.
Okay, that was Stevie Wonder for once in my life. Okay, you know, that song, it had very, very strong message, man. You know, because I think every man needs to be responsible for something. Every man has to want to, you know, have someone depend on them. You know, and have someone who won't leave you or won't desert you or, you know, just for now, you know. But let's move on to this next song. This next song here is a song I was telling you about that my mother would call my daughters and I would put the phone to them and she would sing this song to them and they would smile. It's called I Just Called to Say I Love You.
No New Year's Day to celebrate. No chocolate covered candy hearts to give away. No first of spring, no song to sing. In fact, here's just another ordinary day.
Just another day, baby. Just another day.
No
Thank you for your like.
April rain, no flowers bloom, no wedding Saturday within the month of June. But what it is something true, made up of these three words that I must say to you. I just called to say I love you. I just
You know, I still do that to this day. I will call someone and just tell them, look, I just called to say I love you. You don't, or either send them a text. Look, I just want to call you and tell you I'm thinking about you. You don't need to reply nothing like this. I just want to let you know, man, that I love you. That's all.
Call to say how much I care. I just call to say I love you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. No summertime, no warm July, no harvest moon to light one tender August night, no autumn breeze, no falling leaves, not even time for birds to fly to southern sky, no Libra sun, no Halloween, no giving thanks.
I always wondered how he knew about Libra, which is no Libra sun. That is a color. And out of all the colors out there, how did he have the insight or the foresight to think about Libra, the sun? Wow, and whoever was describing it to him, it had to be very, very good at description about what it was that he wasn't able to see.
All the Christmas joy you bring, but what it is, the oh so new, to fill your heart like no three words could ever do. I just call to say I love you. I just call to say how much I care about you. I just call to say I love you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I just call to say I love you. I just call to say how much I care. I just call to say I love you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Oh, my heart.
Thank you. Okay, that was I just called to say I love you. Stevie Wonder has always been recognized as one of the pioneers of early synthesizers. There was a time when they were creating them and what have you, and Stevie Wonder was always in the forefront of them wanting to play. So I'm gonna put this little piece in here to kind of give you an idea. First, let me put this little piece in here to kind of give you an idea how long or how old the theory was of electronic synthesizers.
In another view,
This is 1950 when they were experimenting synthesizers.
music can now be produced entirely by electronics. No known instruments are involved. Coded information is punched out. An electronic music synthesizer does the rest. This is music with a strictly electronic beat.
So you can see how far it goes back when uh, playing with synthesizers. But okay, this one here is with Stevie Wonder's. This is called Keyscape. Okay. I want to kind of give you an idea of how much of an influence he was on today's music.
You ain't got no kind of feeling inside. I'm sure that your love on fire. The problem is, hey, never love like you should. I don't know. Make your love good.
Well, hold on, we got the birthday girl. Hello, Duchess. Here she is.
Say hey.
Hello, Duchess.
Hey.
Say hi. Say hi.
Hey,
Say hi, Duchess. You want to say hi?
she's shy.
Oh, she's shy. You want to say hello? What you got? Oh, your mother carrying you around?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, my name.
Okay, Mia, you say hello. Say hello, Mia.
Hello.
Okay.
Good morning.
Hello. Good morning. Oh,
Dali.
goodbye, birthday girl. Okay, let's get back to Keyscape.
Yeah, tell me something good. Tell me that you love me, yeah. Tell me something good. Yeah. Tell me that you love me, yeah. I don't even know all the words to the song that I wrote. It don't matter, 'cause we're celebrating the women marching on Washington Day. The answer has always been love and nothing else. If you don't believe, you may as well yourself. Yeah. Tell me something good. Tell me, baby.
Tell me that you like it.
Yeah.
Tell me something good.
Tell me, baby. Tell me that you like it. Love me. Tell me something. Oh, my baby, what does that mean? Tell me something. Tell me, baby, like it. Tell me something. Tell me, baby, like it. Tell me something.
Okay, that was Stevie Wonder's demonstrating the Keyscape. So yeah, you can see a lot of the engineers at that time when they had created, you know, a keyboard or sounds. They wanted to have Stevie try it out, have him play it out, and then it would take off from there, because Stevie was the man. Okay, and again, Stevie Wonder was also very much about the culture, about what was happening in the United States and what was going on and what have you. And some of his songs, you know, were also reflected that. And this is one that did. This is 1974. This is live, and it's called "Living for the City." that was "Living for the City" by Stevie Wonders. Okay, uh, and then there was a song that he did that I kind of like, because that's how I always felt I was. I wasn't a true lover, I was always a part-time lover, a lover that when they were in the mood, they might contact me, or say, it was in other words, I was always an undercover lover in the closet, kind of lover, But this is a part-time lover by Stevie Wonders. Call and hang up. What was that? Where he says, someone called and hung up the phone. This is 1974. And you know, 1974, they didn't have caller ID. You know, they didn't have redial. You know, you can find out who made those calls. But anyway, okay, I'm gonna put a little this beam footage in here. This beam footage is gonna give you a little more background about Stevie Wonder and his accomplishments. This is called Artists Who Change Music.
Bruce Springsteen, Neil Young, Bob Dylan, you name it. So who is Stevie Wonder? The fact that he's seen as a genius is, when looking at his achievements, like kicking in an open door. Many child prodigies are called geniuses, but Wonder is one of the few who, as an adult, fulfilled their early promise. There's also a strong rags to riches element to his story. Wonder was born Stevlin Hardaway Judkins on May the 13th, 1950, to Calvin Judkins, a war veteran, and Lula Mae Hardaway, who suffered a life of poverty and abuse. According to her autobiography, her husband drank, beat her, and forced her into prostitution. When Wonder was 4, his mother divorced Judkins and fled with their 6 children to Detroit. From age 7, Stevlin started to play the piano, harmonica, drums, and bass. He also sang in the local church choir and on street corners. He did all this despite being fully blind, the result of having been born prematurely and getting too much oxygen in a hospital incubator, causing his retinas to detach. When he was 11, Stevlin sang one of his songs to Ronnie White of the Miracles, who was so impressed that he brought him to the attention of Berry Gordy, founder of Motown Records. Gordy wasted no time signing the youngster to his label. Stevlin Hardaway Morris, as he was by now called, was assigned to work with producer Clarence Paul, who suggested the name Little Stevie Wonder, reportedly remarking, "We can't keep introducing him as the 8th wonder of the world." For a while, Clarence Paul was Wonder's mentor, producer, and occasional co-writer. And 2 albums and a few singles were released with little success. Then, when he was still only 12, Wonder joined the Motown Revue, which toured theaters across America. His 20-minute performance during one show in June 1962, when he had only just turned 12, was released in May 1963 as an album called Recorded Live, The 12-Year-Old Genius. A single taken from the album was released, Fingertips Part 1 and 2. Part 2 went to #1 on the Billboard Pop Singles and R&B Singles charts. A striking detail was that Marvin Gaye, at the time a session musician for Motown, played drums on Wonder's historic first hit single.
Clap your hands just a little bit louder. Clap your hands just a little bit
During the rest of the 60s, while still a teenager, Wonder released many singles and albums. His songs Uptight, Everything's Alright in 1965, I Was Made to Love Her, 1967, For Once in My Life, 1968, and Signed, Sealed and Delivered, I'm Yours, 1970, were all top 3 hits in the US. Most of Wonder's music in this period was in the Motown soul style, and his albums contained predominantly covers, sprinkled with a few originals, and were, for the most part, produced by others, with Wonder sometimes co-producing. Interestingly, the lyrics of a few of the most successful singles were co-written with his mother, notably I Was Made to Love Her, and Signed, Sealed and Delivered, I'm Yours. Wonder also wrote the music of the classic soul song, The Tears of a Clown by Smokey Robinson in The Miracles in 1970. By the end of the 60s, Wonder was already one of the biggest names in American popular music. Approaching adulthood, Wonder wanted more independence and freedom. In 1970, at the age of 20, he married songwriter Sarita Wright. Motown had, until this point, almost full control of Wonder's output. So he reminded the company of the fact that he had contractually had the right to void his contract when he reached 21. Motown loosened the reins and Wonder took the opportunity to release an album of songs written by him and Wright. with Wonder for the first time acting as the sole producer. The album, called Where I'm Coming From and released in April of 1971, is a radical departure from the Motown sound of his earlier albums. Some consider the album as the beginning of his classic period, as it introduces some of the sounds and concepts he'd soon be exploring in depth. Marvin Gaye released What's Going On around the same time, another album that tried to make a cohesive statement and stretch the boundaries of the soul genre. There are suggestions that Wonder was influenced by Gaye in this respect. Around this time, Wonder also co-wrote and produced a big hit for the Spinners called It's a Shame, which no doubt increased the leverage he had with Motown when negotiating his new contract.
It's a shame the way you mess around with your man. It's a shame the way you hurt me. It's a shame the way you mess around with your man. I'm sitting all alone on the telephone, waiting for your call. When you come calling, it's a shame.
By 1972, Wonder had allowed his contract with Motown to expire. And while still without a deal, he came up with what is widely regarded as the first album of his classic period, Music of My Mind, entirely written and produced by himself. It is here that Wonder began seriously to experiment with a large variety of genres: soul, funk, Latin, jazz rock, rhythm and blues, rock, Broadway, timpan, alley-style pop, jazz, reggae, and African music. The small print of the credits of Music of My Mind listed two unknowns, Malcolm Cecil and Robert Margouleff, who turned out to be of great importance to Wonder's music. Their credits were associate producer, Moog programming, and engineering. Margouleff was a synthesizer expert who had worked with Robert Moog, while Cecil is a British jazz bassist who had also trained as an engineer and producer at the BBC. The duo were responsible for the Tonto synthesizer, the previously mentioned collection of synthesizers that fills a room and weighs a ton. Tonto stands for the Original New Timbral Orchestra, and it was and remains the world's largest multi-timbral polyphonic analog synthesizer. The synth was built by Cecil, and the first version consisted of a Series 3 Moog modular synthesizer. In 1971, a second Moog 3 was added, and the system continued to be expanded with various modules, often modified from synth manufacturers like Oberheim, ARP, Surge, EMS, Roland, Yamaha, and so on. Margouleff gave Tonto its name while under the influence of peyote. Margouleff and Cecil operated under the name Tonto's Expanding Headband, and in 1971 made an album called Zero Time using only sounds coming from Tonto. The synth's warm, rich timbres were unique. Wonder had encountered the album and fallen in love with it. He recognized that the synthesizer would help him realize many of the sounds he had in his head. Margouleff, Cecil, and Tonto ended up playing a central role in not only Music of My Mind, but also 3 further Wonder albums, Talking Book, Inner Visions, and Fulfillingness' first finale, all regarded as the quintessence of his classic period. When Wonder looked the duo up in New York on the Memorial Day weekend of 1971, they immediately clicked and famously recorded 17 songs in just a few days. Mindful of the restriction of his earlier contract with Motown, Wonder had set many songs aside for use when he would be released from the contract. In interviews, Cecil has described how Margouleff, Wonder, and he did not only create unique sounds on Wonder's records with the Tonto, but also were engaged in lots of other studio experimentation, using the studio as an instrument. This led to the trio and Tonto to move into Electric Lady Studios in New York, where the legendary studio designer and acoustician John Storick helped set them up and created cabinets for the monstrously big Tonto, making sure everything was within reach and ergonomically sound. The designer also made the studio easy to navigate for Wonder. Tonto and Electric Lady were at the heart of Wonder's next album, Talking Book. Released in October of 1972, just half a year after Music of My Mind. Talking Book is arguably the first album on which Wonder fully realized his musical vision, and it contains several classic songs. For example, You Are the Sunshine of My Life, and the all-time classic, Superstition. Wonder originally wrote it for Jeff Beck, but then decided to use it for his own album. In addition to Tonto, Wonder's keyboards of choice at the time were the piano, Fender Rhodes, and the Hohner Clavinet Model C. The iconic keyboard sound on Superstition was created by sending the Hohner Clavinet through a Neutron phaser pedal, a wah-wah pedal, and some distortion boxes, while the bass and other electronic sounds were 100% Tonto. Wonder's inimitable drumming also plays a huge part in Superstition's staggeringly infectious groove, with a strong backbeat and subtle tempo changes that greatly humanize the beat. It is required listening for anyone in 2020 and beyond who are used to on-the-grid timing. Electric Lady Studios got busier and needed more space. So in 1972, Wonder, Cecil, Margolef, and Tonto moved to Los Angeles, where they set up shop at the LA record plant. They remained...
Okay, we're gonna pause right there. I'm running out of time. I'm gonna play one more song for you before I put this in the can. And this is my daughter's favorite song. You can catch the rest of the interview, as you can see the title there on the screen, but I want to end it with this song. So remember, dreams are nothing more than plans awaiting action. Never disrespect the other, close it up. And sometimes you're the only one to see your vision. And the best for in life is to live good. I'm living good today. I hope you're too. If you're lucky enough to have a woman like Ali Woodson, former lead singer of The Temptations, once sung, treat her like a lady. And ladies, if you're lucky enough to have a good man like me, make her feel like a king, and never say no. Okay? I'll talk to you later. Peace.
Bruce Springsteen, Neil Young, Bob Dylan, you name it.
Cheers.